Everybody, it's Rachel, and in today's video I am going to play with some eyeshadow palettes that I've been kind of eyeing again. These are from Tarte. This is the Tarte Love, Trust, and Fairy Dust palette. I must say I bought this because the packaging, but also it has some really pretty shades in it. And then I've really loved this palette for a long time, and this is the Tarte Dream Big palette. So I'm going to play with those. I always like to mix it up and play with two eyeshadow palettes at the same time, even in my everyday makeup. So first, like I said in the last video, I want to pick out some earrings. And today I'm feeling a little extra fancy, and I want to wear some like blingier ones, and maybe I will wear these ones today. I can still be a bit fancy, even if I'm not going anywhere. And I want to wear these today. I love to wear jewelry. I don't wear a lot on my wrist. I mean, I have my watch, but I don't wear a lot of bracelets. I just don't know if I like the feeling of them. And then also in today's video, I'm going to play with some of the stuff from my Shop My Stash, because in the next video, I'm going to be talking about, or in the next couple videos, about my project pan and how I'm finishing that up and what my journey was with that. And yes, so first I'm going to start with my eyes, and I'm just going to prime with one of my primers that I got in my jar. And I think we're going to go back to my OG primer, which is the NYX eyeshadow base in Skin Tone, and just do what I do with one of my little concealer brushes, and I always take up what's left onto my brow bone. Every time I go back to this, I'm always like, yep. So I have a couple different eyeshadow primers, stuff I've gotten in boxes, stuff I bought myself, and I would say this is like my most like heavy duty eyeshadow base. And I go in with the brush, and then I just go in with my finger and kind of tap it out and make it a little bit kind of more tacky and blend it in a little bit more. Just don't like to get my fingers 100% gooey. So that is the NYX eyeshadow base. And I am just going to open both of these palettes and just set them here on my towel. I'm using an actual bigger towel today because it was here. It's actually a kitchen towel. These are the ones I use. I actually keep them for just kind of spills and stuff. They're not actually for the kitchen. Not that you guys all need to know that, but there you know that now. So I'm going to go ahead and comb out my brows and go ahead and just do those real quick off camera to save time in editing and in watching. Okay, so brows are on, and I'm just going to open both of the palettes and just set them out here on my thing, and I can just kind of go through and pick what I like. They are kind of a little bit corresponding in shades, so I'm just going to leave it like that. Nothing mysterious with that. And I'm just going to take a big fluffy brush, and I'm going to go in with this shade right here, which is called Gossamer. Right here, and I'm just going to apply that all over the lid, but I'm going to use it with a big fluffy brush so it'll be kind of sparse and blended through. Just a little bit of that. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with a nice shade on the lid and then go in with whatever I want to correspond with that lid shade. And the color that I want to put on my lid is called Flatter, which is like a nice pink shade. And just take this nice packed up on my brush and just make this our Rockstar Standout shade here. And we might just go in with some lighter shades on the outer corners and crease area, but not so much crease work here. So that shade is on. I'm going to dust my brush off that I used with that onto my rag, and then just go ahead and blend the edges so then when we apply stuff to the crease, it's not so much mudded together. Let me go in a little bit more on this eye to build that pink tone up. I haven't worn like a nice pink shadow in quite some time, so I'm actually quite excited for this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the Dream Big palette. You don't have to do two palettes. I just think it's fun to mix and match. So if you have a larger collection, put some palettes together and see what you can come up with. So the color that I'm going to go in, it's called All In. It's this kind of one. And I'm going to take a fluffier crease brush. Not so big as the one I used to use all over the lid, but just a bigger one. It's kind of a lighter cranberry tone. And I'm going to dip into there and then I'm going to tap off as much as I can and then just kind of fluff this on the outer corner. Just to darken that up just a bit. I'm not going to dip back in. Okay, I'm going to take this same brush and I'm going to go in with the shade Gossamer again, which is the light cream shade, and go on the brow and blend that other shade back down. Okay, so for our final color that I'm going to use, that I want to kind of just add for some depth, is just a matte shade. And I'm going to go in with Whimsical, which is this kind of orchidy, grayish tone kind of color. And just take this on a light-handed brush and blend this through the crease, all the way through, and blending it vigorously. Not vigorously, but a lot. So that is that. Going with Whimsical again. Tap off a little bit. And light-handedly blend it through. And last, I'm going to line my eye with this shade, is called Go For It. There is some browns in here, but this one is like in between the two browns that are in here. So I'm going to go ahead and take that. This is like a more like true milk chocolate color. The other one's a little bit darker. And I'm just going to take this on the lash line here. Work with what you have on your brush so you're not doing too much. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this same brush that I used and I'm going to dust that off as much as I can, and then take the color Risk Taker, which is right here, and it's actually a really pretty shade, and put that on our inner corner. You could also use this shade in the center here, which I do not know the name of. It's just a really pretty shade in the center of the flower. Alright, now I'm going to go back in with this shade Go For It on the same brush, dust it off, and go on our lower lash line. And then we will be done with our eyes. Alright, so that is our eyes with these two palettes. I am a big fan of Tarte, so I have quite a bit of Tarte palettes, so that's why I like to mix and match things together, because I have quite a bit of palettes. So I'm going to go ahead and use my mascara. This is the Pacifica Dream Big Mascara, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I have my mascara on. And I already put some blush on, which is also in my project pan, and it's just from, it's one of the Benefit box blushes that is in my little palette that I made. But anyhow, I will link the whole video for you guys to see. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with my bronzer, and this is from Revlon. It's one I want to use up. It was one of those ones that everybody was talking about, and it was really hyped up, and then I finally found it on like a website after it was discontinued, so that's why I still have one. But I'm going to use this and put this on. It's actually a really good contour shade because it's not shimmery at all, and you can kind of mix and match the colors. I do not know why Revlon did that. I've noticed from them, not that I purchased from them anymore, but when I did, they didn't have a consistent, you remember like the butter lipsticks and, you know, those kinds of things, and nothing is very consistent with them, so I'm not sure what's up with that. And I really loved their nail polish too, but sadly they're not cruelty free. Do you think they would be? you know, because they're actually one of the oldest brands, that and Maybelline. Just doing some stuff here on my forehead. Now I'm going to take this this highlighter from Revlon, which is actually a really pretty highlighter. Normally when I'm doing my project pans, I kind of get a little bit burned out on things, but I've just been really enjoying this. And the bronzer also. They're just really pretty. One of those ones, like, it's probably not even available anymore, but it's just really nice, subtle, like perfect everyday highlighter shade. I'll show you the blush that I did use. It is the Rockateur blush from Benefit. I have a whole bunch of them, and all of the blushes in here. So this is the Benefit Rock, and then this is a Douceur. Douceur is the only one that is cruelty-free, and then a MAC blush. So I thought this was the perfect palette because it's what I'm doing. If you haven't seen it, I'm gonna link it, but my project pan is using up products that are not cruelty-free, so yes. And then I'm gonna go ahead and use like a little bit more of a bolder lip because I've really been liking a little bit of something. And I'm gonna take this. This is Toulouse. I think it's called Turned Up Lipstick from NYX. And I'm gonna take some of this, apply it, and smoosh that together. Smoosh it real good. I'm gonna take my Flower Beauty setting spray. Love the way that smells, and it's in my eye. Never got setting spray in my eye before. Okay, so that is going to be the end of this video, playing with some eyeshadow palettes that I shot my stash, I guess. We'll figure out what it's called. And yeah, I don't really know what to say. This is kind of a fun, short, sweet video, but if you guys did like it, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe if you're new, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!